Hey, what's going on YouTube? Lionel here. Hey, I have a I actually I'm redoing a video that I did earlier today, and it was sort of a response, kind of an extension of what Hiro talked about in his video. So, I just kind of want to refocus my idea. It was about 15 minutes. I want to keep it down to about 10 minutes. So here we go. Um, First of all, let me say that I really respect Hiro's video. Also, I think it's sort of a I don't know what the correct expression is, but you know, it's hard to stop your own train. You know what I'm saying? So, over the history of watching these videos, and I'm no one's moral police. So let me tell you that first of all, I'm not here to judge anyone's morality or anything, or to play, judge or jury or anything. But here's something I do want to say. As it relates to things like like wearing fragrances to I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing fragrances to attract the opposite sex. um, this has gone on for years. I mean, and not to go Bible on you, but even in there's a book called the Song of Solomon in the Bible, and in it, in one of the chapters, the woman talks about the sin of her lover, the sin of the person that she's attracted to. So, and then if you look through Egyptian writing and Roman history, you'll see that aromas have been used historically as aphrodisiacs over the course of time. Now, so I would say that, I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing a fragrance to attract the opposite sex or to garner attention or to arouse the curiosity, because you never know what someone else may find attractive or appealing. To one woman it could be, tight abs. You know what I'm saying? So, a guy with the too small, the extra small express shirt, and he should be in a medium. That woman may find that attractive, or another guy may wear something else, or another guy may drive a certain car, like we do. I mean, the honest thing is, men do things to attract the opposite sex, um, and it has happened for since the beginning of history. I mean, this has always happened. I mean, if you look into the animal kingdom, deers go and wrestle with their antlers or whatever you call them, and fight it out, duke them out, and he who intimidates the other gets the dough. So, historically that has always happened. So, but here's one thing as it relates to I made a video about designer versus niche. So here's one thing that I've realized: Versace, Burberry, Chanel, Gucci, Dior. I mean, these guys have scientists and marketing analysts who are terrific at their job. These people make, you know, 6 to 7 figures very, very easily. And their jobs are to produce scents that are very appealing to the mass of people. I mean, they want 7 out of 10. They want 7 out of 10 people to find this certain fragrance appealing. So, I mean, they do it for a reason. In their ads, they do it for a reason. They got the guy that I would never look like, even if I fast for the next 60 days. If I didn't drink nothing but water and eat grapes for the next 60 days, and do, crunches for the next 60 days, I still wouldn't look like that fella. So, but their marketing ingenuity is a reason. I mean, I said in the last video, I mean, this is about stockholders' wealth. Dior is in the business to add wealth to their stockholders, to their investors. So that's what they have to do. So when they produce a fragrance, they are putting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, into a certain fragrance. Once you put in shipping and packaging and all that stuff, I mean, they've spent, $1 million. They've invested millions of dollars into selling this fragrance. So they want 5 to 6 people out of 10 that's going to come into a Macy's and Dillard's to like the fragrance. So that, they're real heavy on the top. They give you a lot on the top, and there's very little development. Well, while someone like Sonoma Scent Studio spends a lot of time in the craft of the perfumery. not to attract the opposite sex, not to do that, but to really make an artsy fragrance. It's sort of like Kincaid versus Picasso. Kincaid makes paintings for the average person. I mean, I don't know a person who doesn't look at a Kincaid painting and say, wow, that's amazing. But I can tell people who look at a Picasso picture and be like, what is that? Oh, that's hideous. I mean, some of Picasso's things to the natural eye. I mean, you're just walking past. You don't know what the painting is about. You're just walking down the street and you see a painting of, you're in a museum. You see a painting of Picasso. You're gonna be like, that thing's hideous, right? So, but if you walk into a hall and there's Kincaid pictures all around, Thomas Kincaid, well, you're gonna like everything in there. I mean, because he makes mass marketed, aesthetically appealing things. There's no art in it. I mean, I'm not saying he's not an artist. I'm just saying there's not any subliminal. There's not any hidden, angles and things like that and expressions. Unlike Picasso, when he paints, he's painting a story. He's painting a picture. He's expressing something. So that's what makes it a bit different, and that's why a Picasso painting, some you can't even purchase, are so freaking expensive compared to I can afford an average Kincaid uh, uh, artwork. So anyway, back to what I was saying. A lot of these guys have. I mean, here's the greatest problem. Here's the greatest problem. A lot of guys have made these panty dropping videos and then hyped up some of this stuff, and now you're coming back saying, well, it really doesn't work that way. Well, now me, I'm again, and I told this before. I'm 34. I've been married since I was 20. To my wife, my man says it very, very. Pure Windex is my wife's favorite fragrance. Like if she sees me coming in and I'm cleaning the bathroom and I'm cleaning out the bathtub and I'm bathing the kids and lotioning them down and all it takes to prepare children, she finds that amazing. That's sexy to her. I mean, I'll probably, she's probably very happy to, you know, to share her life with me at that point. But spraying on me, I'm walking around and I prim and proper, and I'm dressed to the T. My shoes are polished and my belt fits right, and the browns and my hues and all that match. And I'm nice. I look like the dude in the Witch Collar, the Express magazine, and I spray on some Muskrat Azure, and them kids still sitting there. She ain't gonna care. Now, I don't know what the average college girl is like because I went from the army to married to college and now career. But here's one thing that I'll tell you. Um, I don't blame Hiro for hyping something up. Why? Well, it works amazing on his skin, and not only does it work amazing on his skin, I believe that it did garner the attention that he said he got. Here's the problem though. That may not work on your skin, and it may not work on my skin. Our chemistries are different, our pH balances are different, the way we eat, our diets are different. Because of that, our skin reacts to fragrances different than the guy next to me. Two guys can spray on I mean, look, all you gotta do is look at the video. That's why one guy would go look at Line Stop the Girl and say, man, it's overrated, man, that's horrible. One guy say Back to Black by Killian, that's trash. Nobody ever wants to wear that. Then another guy comes along and says, man, it works great. I get compliments all the time. Why? Is because we're different. So this comes along the other part of sampling. Um, Frunkinator and a lot of those guys used to always get on, man, sample, sample, sample. Don't go out there and buy a lot of stuff. This stuff is expensive. I mean, if you go spend $250 or $225 on Muskrat Azure, 100 milliliter, and you don't like it, I mean, you may only going to get 70 to 80% back on that because it's easily accessible. Now, it's different with Pure Malt and Pure Coffee and Pure Vine and all these Pures and all these limited editions and, everybody who got lucky enough to get on the original Dior Home Intense. Well, those things are different because there's a accessibility problem. But the average, if you're going to go out and you're going to spend, countless of dollars on invasion, you know, Barbet, whatever it's called, an invasion. That stuff costs so much money. It may not work on your skin like it works on my man Devin Hicks' skin. Like Devin, he put it on, he loved it. He's like, man, this is the best. He emails me, man, this is one of the best fragrances he's ever smelled in his life. I may put it on, and it may work like Chanel Allure Homme Sport, Chanel Allure Homme Sport on my skin. You see what I'm saying? So you really have to go out and you really have to experience these fragrances. And I don't blame them for the hype because it worked. I mean, Line Stock Digger Line Extreme worked on Hiro, but I'm seeing it now on all of the swap threads and Facebook swaps. everybody's selling it because it didn't work well. It was too mature. So now the other problem is sometimes it's hard to get samples of stuff. But I would recommend you don't be embarrassed to ask somebody, somebody. If somebody's hyping it up, ask them, hey man, is it possible to send me just one meal? I'll pay for shipping, I'll pay for your atomizer or your sample vial. I'll pay you for it. I just don't want to go spend, $12 at Lucky Center, whatever they charge for it. Or I don't want to spend this much here. I mean, when you can send it, and I try to do my best. Now I can't send everybody something, but every once in a while someone will ask me, and I'll send them something. So um, I send them a sample of something, just to see how it works. But overall, here's one thing. It's funny. I did the video and I took it down just because I didn't want to seem combative, and I didn't want it to be just this extension of stuff. And someone emails me and says, "Hey, I really appreciate it." And let me tell you what she said. I'm not going to put her name out there. Seems like a very lovely, gorgeous young woman. Looks like she has her head's on right. Her she communicates well, and she says, you know what? She says, I feel that a lot of these videos and a lot of these things is disrespectful to my gender. So as reviewers, you got to understand that. I mean, I'm not anybody's moral police, but I mean, just keep that in mind. Just think of some guy, trying to get with your little sister, by wearing fragrances and saying, man, I dropped your panties because I had on pure malt. Now, maybe it's not your sister, but I'm just saying some women find that a bit offensive. Now, I try to, in my videos, add a compliment factor. The compliment factor of a fragrance is important to me. I typically will not wear a fragrance that other people find appalling, or it polarizes them. I typically will not wear a fragrance unless I just absolutely love it. Like, LDDM, some people may find repulsive, other people may love it. I love it, so I'll keep it. But certain things I just won't wear just because the average person. If all my coworkers are saying I hate it and my wife says I hate it, then I'm not going to wear it. So overall, here's all I'm saying. Um, you know, Guys, before you go out and run out and spend 250, if you're just looking for mass appeal, attraction to the average chick on the average street, I would tell you, man, stay in a designer. But if you want if you want Kincaid, go to Dillard's and go to Macy's. I promise, and Sephora, you will find something that everybody likes, that will garner attention, that somebody's going to compliment, yada yada yada. If you are into fragrances like me, again, I did a video about Sonoma Scent Studio, CJ Scents, Ava Lux, like those fragrances, because I enjoy fragrances for the artistic. Originally, I got into it because it was a fashion thing, and I wanted people to like my fragrance. Now I don't too much care about people liking it or not. Um, I want something that I find appealing to me first of all, that extends my personality. I think my man Wagabus, I don't know how Wagabus, he commented about you wear fragrances to extend your own persona. I'll give you an example. Aromatherapy really works. I mean, aromatherapy has happened in the East for thousands and thousands of years. It's actually a way to treat illnesses in the East. Well, and many third world countries still use aromatherapy, certain plants and certain ways to handle things that gives them it has certain healing principles to it. And a lot of fragrances, especially on the niche side, you'll hear things like comfort scents or this type of scent or that type of scent. Well, a lot of fragrances do have that on the niche side. So if you're looking for the artistic aromatherapy, that type of stuff, certain things, now I start to wear scents at night, not because I'm wearing them to bed so my wife can be attracted, because she's like, why you got on all that cologne? That's her response. I wear it, I'll put a spray or something on my wrist and sleep with my arm near my nose, to really enjoy a fragrance, because it helps me sleep. It calms me, or it perks up. I'm feeling down or frustrated about something. And some of these scents that I own really do make me feel better. Not because somebody else compliments me. It's because when I smell it, it does something to me emotionally and psychologically. Why? I don't know, but it does happen. So, I'm back to 15 minutes again, but I just wanted to share that. As reviewers, we have to be careful. I mean, because we have a lot of young guys who really don't know, and they really feel that if your panty dropper list, if they go out and buy your panty dropper list, that is going to have the same effect. So you got to be careful. And I'm sorry. I mean, it's the way it is. I was a big time religious guy for years, and I mean, people like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar. I mean, these guys have personal jets and $200 million mansions because of the way they speak and the way the way they their personification of things and all that kind of stuff. Those guys are multi billionaires. I mean, think my man finally gave it an Jim Jones took people down from Cali to freaking Ghana, whatever it was, Guyana. Well, I don't know where he went, somewhere down South America, and had them all drink Kool-Aid and kill themselves. Why? Because people are impressionable. We have a responsibility as reviewers to be to at least include small print to say this may not work on your skin, so please sample it, please try it. The whole blind buy stuff. I'll tell you, I think there are certain scents that are very linear, very like I'll tell you the blind buy Guerness. I mean, the worst you're gonna do is really not like it, but I'm telling you, 9.9 out of 10 people will just find it pretty nice. Um, so um, the bottom line is this. Be careful, you young guys who are out there rushing out to buy these must ravageurs and these Aventuses and these things. I mean, try to smell it first. Try to get your nose on it. Take a little time. I mean, if you're by a major city, take a weekend, one weekend. Just go up there and just smell as much as you can. Tell them who you are. Don't act like you know something you don't. Say, hey, I've heard about this. Make a list and be very purposeful about it. Maybe you can even call some of these boutiques, call these niche houses, call Serge Lutens, email Frederick Mall, email, what's some of them other big ones? Cree Boutique. Try to get in contact. Ask somebody for samples. Really try it before you go out and invest a lot of your money, and then you're back on here selling it for 70% of the retail value, not including tax and shipping. Because you're going to waste a lot of money doing that. A lot of us, when we started, we were buying blind stuff like Line Stunt Digger Line, Terra Dermez, Issey Miyake Summer. Like we weren't blind buying niche fragrances. If you look at me, you look at I mean, I got in kind of late, but me, my man Aaron, them that was down in Puerto Rico and Atlanta. You look at who else? I mean, early on with Dan Mish and those guys. I mean, we weren't buying blind freaking Tonka Imperial. We didn't even know half that stuff. Excuse me, we were buying blind, $30 bottles, 20 Gucci Port Home 2 and stuff like that. So I mean, just think about it. I've gone much longer than I wanted to again, but just think about it. Keep it in perspective as a reviewer, please. I mean, please, try to be honest. For me, you'll see my videos. I'm more into the art of fragrance. I will always include a compliment factor, and I'll be very honest about the type of compliments I get. I will never lie to you. I don't have an angle. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't get any benefit from any fragrance house. I just want to share my experience with you. You share your experience with me. We learn, we sample, and we grow our collection and keep being fragrance lovers until we're 80 and 90 and pass it on to our children maybe. So that's it for me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm almost at 20 minutes. I'm so very, very, very sorry. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your week. Peace.